Yes, so here's the timeline on how everything went down and how quickly I lost everything. And when I say I lost everything, I mean I lost everything. So I'm going to give a rundown on how everything happened, but I'm still smiling. So I was in the military, got here in 2021, I believe, in 2021. In 2022, I lost my job. As a matter of fact, I ended up losing my job in the exact same month that I transferred here when I first got to Norfolk. So I got here in November of 2021. And in 2022, I ended up losing my job in November, abruptly, surprisingly, out of nowhere. And at that very time, I had decided I was going to pay off all of my bills. So I started receiving extra money from the military. Although I was trying to figure out how I was receiving that extra money, I figured I would put it to good use. So what I did was I took a large lump sum of payment that I received, and I took it to pay off debt. But literally that weekend, that Friday, I paid off the debt. That Monday, when I got to work, I was kicked out of the military and didn't even know it. I didn't know I was going to be kicked out. So I had nothing to my name. So I ended up losing my job. I had no money. I was working for Uber and Lyft. And while I was working for Uber and Lyft, their contract came that was taking all of my paychecks. So I didn't have any money. I was not able to make any money to be able to pay for my mortgage. So in trying to do that, I was like, well, let me try to go back to school, get my VA. At first, I wasn't able to get my VA benefits. They were telling me they were not going to give me my VA benefits. I don't know what reason why. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I started receiving VA benefits, but I wasn't receiving the amount that I was supposed to receive for the VA benefits, because you're supposed to get your housing and everything to be able to pay for your mortgage, or get your MAH or whatever. MHA. I'm probably saying it backwards. I get it mixed up. But so you're supposed to receive that money, and I didn't receive that money. So I could not afford my home while I was here the entire time I was in Virginia, and I could not figure out why. And I also couldn't figure out why I was still living in my home, or how I was still living in my home if I wasn't able to pay my mortgage. That didn't make sense to me. So that all that happened a year after I got here. And then within that same year, I got wind. My family told me that my grandfather died. So, and a few months later, my family told me that my brother died. He was killed in prison, because I have two brothers that are in prison. So I was told that they ended up getting life, but one of them ended up dying while he was in prison. And then on top of all of that, I had so many attacks on my life. So what the devil had in store for me in these years, in this recent month that is to come, what the devil was supposed to do is somebody was supposed to come, a hired hitter was going to come and kill me in the middle of the night. Okay, so this is the most recent attack, but this is not all of the attacks that have been on my life, over the past few years. So